4:19 on this Wednesday morning. Let's get right back to breaking news this morning in Chesapeake. Police tell us there was a mass shooting at the Walmart off of Battlefield Boulevard last night around 10 o'clock. We have no specific number on people hurt or killed, but we do know there were multiple in both instances. We're still working to get details for you.
Also, officers have let us know at least 5 people are being treated at Centera Norfolk General. The number of people hurt could be as high as 10. So police have also confirmed that the shooter is dead. Our Aisha Tolliver is live at the scene this morning with the latest details. Aisha, we can still definitely see officers behind you, lights, still very active scene there.
Very active scene, but I will let you know that the store is now considered safe according to police. They also said that they believe they have located all the victims at this time. Now, how many victims? That's the question that we're still working to answer for you all tonight, or rather this morning. The shooting happened last night at 10:12 p.m. This is when the store was still open to customers, so you can imagine the chaotic scene that unfolded at that time. Now, again, police say the single shooter is dead. It's unclear how he was pronounced dead, if someone shot the shooter, or if the shooter potentially took their own life. We're still working to find out all those details for you. But police did tell us that when they arrived on scene, within about 30 to 45 minutes, we were told that they located multiple people that were injured and multiple people that were dead, and then they provided life-saving measures from there. Now, again, this is a really sensitive scene. The community is just in disbelief. This is one day before Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, this is a community that's also been hurt by mass shootings in the past. So while it's something we are slightly familiar with, the pain doesn't change. It's still very raw out here. So again, 5 patients are being treated at Centera Norfolk General Hospital. Less than 10 people are dead. We're still working to learn exactly the number. Let's send it over to our Maria Bray, who's going to have community reactions. She spoke to some people who were inside the Walmart when the scene unfolded. Maria.
Aisha, as you mentioned, devastation, maybe even an understatement to describe how people are feeling. Our team did speak with a store greeter who said the shooting started in the back of the store. We also talked to a woman that was shopping. She said she heard gunshots, and then she heard people saying, "Run, there's a shooter." And I also talked to an employee who was leaving the store. She was leaving the parking lot, and she was immediately embraced by her family and loved ones as she started crying. She said that a teenage employee was shot. She said the first thing that she's going to do when she gets home is embrace her children, hug her children, and she doesn't know how she's going to sleep tonight, understandably. And I also talked to an officer from another city. He's a chaplain. He said he came here, he heard about the shooting, but he came here to provide spiritual support and relief for anyone that's impacted. And even online, I've been reading comments from our viewers and from the community all across the U.S. that are saying, pray for Chesapeake. They're providing their condolences as they think about what's happening in this city at this time. Back to you.
Maria, thank you very much. And we do know that 5 of those injured were taken to Centera Norfolk General Hospital. That is where our Madison Pierman is right now.
And of course, Madison, we do know, again, 5 people being treated there for their injuries after this mass shooting. So Madison, what else can you tell us? Have you seen any updates there?
Well, I can tell you things have calmed down just a bit. Earlier, emotions were running extremely high when our Craig Loper was here. Families and friends of at least 5 victims who have been brought here were trying to get in contact with their loved ones. Again, we do know from Centera that 5 people who were injured in this Chesapeake shooting were brought here to be treated. Now, it's important to note this is not the closest hospital to that Battlefield Boulevard Walmart. This is the closest level 1 trauma center, however. So that does give us some context into possibly how badly some of these people may be hurt. We did speak with a woman who says her brother is a longtime employee of this Walmart, almost 20 years. And she says, you know, this is just never something they expected in their community. They were able to talk on the phone earlier. He had just clocked into his overnight shift about 10 minutes prior to when shots started going off inside that Walmart. Take a listen.
It's like just unbelievable. I mean, I think the first thing that every single one of us said was in Chesapeake. I mean, just where we live, this just doesn't make sense. It doesn't see how. We're both nurses, so I mean, you know, the fact that he was talking. My parents who live in Florida also called him, and he spoke with them very quickly. He said that they were all working on him, so you know that's kind of comforting to know that. I mean, he's able to text and able to talk a little bit.
As much comfort as you can get in this scenario, as you can imagine. And 10 on your side is hoping that more families continue to get that kind of comfort here. Now, we're not just thinking of the families and friends of these victims, but also the first responders that have been the first ones on scene to tackle this. Aisha touched on it earlier. This is not the first time our community, or this hospital in particular, has seen this kind of incident come through. The Virginia Beach municipal mass shooting, very similar to how these former or current first responders have had to work to step in. And so again, hoping families and friends continue to get the comfort of hearing from their loved ones. As far as that goes, John Dowding is live with more information on a reunification site for these loved ones of victims in this shooting. John.
Yeah, so Madison, we've been here since around 12 o'clock this morning when the news first broke about that this is the place for people to come to if they're trying to learn any information about their loved ones, to see how their condition is, and hopefully to get some good news. We did see family members walking in earlier today, holding hands, some at the brink of tears, some walking in the building and then walking out and hearing some screaming, hearing some crying, hearing some tears. Not all the news, unfortunately, coming out of here is good tonight. You know, we do not have an official count of how many victims there are. We are still working to learn so many details about what happened last night. But right now, if anyone is trying to get in touch with anybody who they think, maybe a family member said, hey, I got to stop by Walmart before Thanksgiving. If they're thinking that maybe their family member was in the store, this is the place to come to. Come to the Chesapeake Conference Center to learn any details. Right now, there are still some police officers on scene here. We have not seen many more family members coming in here to get any details. It really has kind of slowed down, I would say, since about 2:30 this morning. There was definitely more people who were here earlier in the night. Around between 12 to 2:30. So, and I did speak to a woman who actually used to work at the Walmart on Battlefield Boulevard. We'll hear from her coming up throughout our coverage throughout the rest of the morning. I'm going to toss it back to you guys in the studio.
John, thank you so much, and we sure appreciate you sticking with us all morning long. John's been with us overnight covering this as well. We will, of course, continue to follow this breaking news for you all morning long.
Yes, and of course, we will have updates here on air and online, so be sure you're following us on social media.
Our crews are working hard to get all of the new information for you that they can.